Do I need to share the agenda, or does everybody already have it up?
Got it up.
Okay. The oh, and we didn't even put in some of the reports here. Okay. So, let's start with our agenda here. First thing is, Catherine, the CNCF TOC state of the ecosystem stuff, which I will admit to not even having looked at.
Yeah, so Emily sent an issue with information to be gathered by November 1st. So I don't know, I just put it in a Google Doc and replicated it for each group. So I think what we need to do, like for each group to just populate it and we just need to get started. I mean, I haven't gotten started either, but I wanted to make sure that time flies and November 1st is coming. And then there is a link to if people need more information to the issue. So maybe we could try to, and then within the next few days, at least each group kind of populate theirs. And then, I mean, the next 2 weeks, and then we can review.
Okay.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure we don't drop the ball. That's the only thing. So
yeah, okay. Thanks for giving on top of that. Oh right, now I remember why I looked at this and then closed it again.
Is there a ticket or something for this, like with more explanation? Oh, it is. Okay, it is in the document. Like, okay, I just saw it.
exactly on the top, I put it. And maybe people feel like they want to use something else on Google Docs, but I'm I feel much more comfortable with Google Docs also because comments and whatever, maybe just like we can review it internally before we hear it. So I don't know, but if there are better ways.
No, I think it's a good way to collaborate on it.
Yeah, no, it's a very good way to collaborate on it. I mean, the problem that I'm going to have with it is like almost none of the questions are applicable to us. Like for example, all of the working groups questions are sort of founded around the original idea of a working group, which is honestly not applicable to any tag as far as I know, which was that a working group was a time-limited team put together to accomplish a single goal, not an ongoing committee. And
can't remember which one, but there's one tag that actually does that, and they have spun them up and closed them down, but it's not a thing.
Yeah, but I mean, both for us, our working groups are standing committees because the issues that they deal with are not issues that ever terminate. And for that matter, like I know for like tag app delivery, right? Their working groups are things like platform engineering, right? Platform engineering is not a task to be accomplished. It's an area of technology. So,
well, maybe we need to come up with alternatives and then just post them there and just say like if the TOC is okay with us adjusting them like that, so it better fits our tag. Because artificially making it work is probably not ideal either.
No, and I feel like the second and the fifth question are the ones that we need to focus on. What artifacts and deliverables do we provide, and what additional effort do we need to close the gaps? Like, I feel like those are questions that we could probably answer for each of the working groups. I feel like the other ones just aren't relevant. Maybe, does somebody want to go back to Emily and ask her if we can just focus on those 2 questions for our working groups and see if she has any issue with that?
Or so the artifacts, and which one was the other one that you said?
The bottom one. What additional effort? Because I feel like the last one we can talk about the resource constraints that we have in the various, maybe less so for things like mentoring, but more so for things like governance and contributor growth. And we could talk about some of the issues with contributor growth.
Okay, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
Okay. We actually already have a chat with our TOC sponsors and the chairs, so you could just drop it in there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Because I think the particular thing around the working groups, they're going to get from a lot of tags. Except that, of course, the majority of tags will not actually look at the document until October 29th. Okay, thanks for bringing that up. And okay.
Oh, I should have added that. Sorry.
Yep.
I do that.
Okay. A quick working group. Okay. So quick working group reports. For governance working group, do you want to take this, Dawn?
No, because I had COVID during the last meeting, and so I was.
You have COVID, and Ollie's been out. Okay, so
yeah, I was just out, so I have no idea what's going on.
And so what's been going on for the last few weeks is lots of governance reviews. We're still backlogged. We've been through several of them. We need to get a few done for projects that are in final review for graduation. Ed completed Dapper. We've gotten a lot of feedback from him and from Bob Killen on the governance review template, which we knew we needed to overhaul anyway. At Emily's prompting, I actually merged the as yet incomplete sort of role guide for governance reviews into our repo to make it more visible. And as soon as I get to transposing stuff from Google Docs to Markdown, I'll also throw in the one for doing the sandbox project check, because that's in a Google Doc right now. And that one actually is complete. So both as recruitment tools, because the big thing that we need is more qualified governance reviewers. Even having one or two more eds would make a huge difference in our pipeline. In addition to overhauling it so it matches the checklist better and we don't have to do as much work and the project can fill out more of it themselves. That's sort of the big thing there. So, okay. Maintainer circle.
Still on hold, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, George was going to follow up on trying to do something around a lot of the Project Pavilion stuff and everything else. And then all of the stuff that they are doing for Salt Lake City kind of took hold. And it didn't go anywhere. Everybody is a little bit too busy. So yeah, we have plenty of ideas for Maintainer Circle. What we lack is somebody who has the bandwidth to actually do the logistical coordination. Okay. And now we move into a whole bunch of stuff from Catherine. So you want to go ahead?
So we had a meeting, a buy meeting with the Linux Foundation team. First thing, we need a different name. So I didn't know that for initiatives, there is a trademark issue too, to our surprise. We thought it was more for foundational things like that. So I'm still calling it Abide until we have a better name. And so there was a whole discussion like how should it be, what format should it have, and the consensus was it should be close to, like, similar to what Chaos is right now, like as an example of a successful initiative. So I'll be talking to Dawn next week to learn more about the project, like the initiative, and just to see like what lessons can we draw from that. And one exciting thing, GitHub wants to participate. Thanks, Dawn, for the intro. There is a new person who's going to be onboarded in November. So we're waiting until November. So I haven't really talked to the actual person that will join. But we do need people on the DEI side from companies. So I'm very excited that that worked out. And I have no DIA connection, so if anyone knows anyone on a company that may be interested, please let me know. I assume once we have a few, they know their peers, but right now it's difficult to start from nothing. But like, so that's why I'm excited to meet, hopefully soon, the GitHub person. Now moving to the individual initiatives, Deaf and Hard of Hearing. So last month was Deaf Awareness Month, so that was keeping us very busy. So we had like at least 2 social media posts per week, 1 live stream, 1 spotlight blog post on Kubernetes.io. So that was good. I think like we got a lot of visibility. What we need to refocus on is the meeting without an interpreter doc. So that was completely on hold just because reviewing and helping with the visuals and editing the post does take quite some time. But yeah, so I think that's important to get that through the finish line. We're also trying to see like if there are affordable ways of getting captions on screen at conferences. So I've been talking to the Linux Foundation. We found like ways of using open source tool, but implementing it is really expensive, like crazy expensive. And so basically the reason is that if you're deaf or hard of hearing, especially for technical sessions, it's really hard to follow them if you have to choose between seeing what's on screen or on your phone. So it's not really accessible because you're always like switching. And so you're missing a lot of it, either the demo or what the person is saying. So like for those type of sessions where what's said is as important as what's on screen, it is important to have captions on screen, but that is really challenging and expensive. So we're trying to see if there are other ways of doing that. And maybe one thing would be a what's it kind of like a sponsorship add-on. I have some ideas to give sponsors a lot of visibility on the screen, so I don't know if that's an option. That might be something that may be appealing. But that's something that I find really, like, I think it's really important too. And then of course we need to start planning KubeCon activities because we have a bunch of people who are going, speaking, and we want to do a lot of our community engagements again. And so the BIPOC initiative, we had our first monthly meeting. It's on the CNCF calendar. And then I posted something on LinkedIn, and I think 5 or maybe even 6 people joined the Slack channel. And so really like these posts are really effective to find people. We saw the same thing with the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. So like you post it and then people like, and the call to action is like, do you want to join, or do you know anyone who joins? And people started tagging or sharing, which was great. So we probably need to do a few more of those just to grow the group a little bit, but LinkedIn is definitely effective for recruiting members. The blind and visually impaired initiative lost a little bit momentum. I was very distracted with the deaf and hard of hearing and BIPOC as well. And it's like, I feel like we're too few people. It's just 3. The goal was to finalize, like have like a first draft of the charter and then promote it and then find more people. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like let's just like, I think we should do it earlier because like the more people we have with the charter, the better too. Because it's like that's where it stuck. We're like trying, like we're stuck at that moment. So it's like I think we should start promoting and finding people and then maybe finalize. So yeah, that's the update from the Abide initiatives.
Okay. What's the Slack channel for BIPOC?
BIPOC.
Huh. It does not show up when I search for it.
Really?
Of
That's
course,
strange.
that could just be Slack. Yeah.
Yeah, because people have found us. So people have, and it's definitely not private.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, no, just because I was going to set up also a directory in the repo for it, but I need to know who needs permissions and what their GitHub stuff is, etc. So, although I suppose actually I should probably leave that to our technical leads, but we should make a request.
Yeah,
there we go.
For it.
Okay, no, it's Slack being weird. That's pretty much it. Oh no, you can't find the channel via search because you typed exactly the name of the channel. You have to type the partial name and then it'll turn up via search.
What? That is.
As in when I typed BIPOC, it did not show up. But if I typed BIPO, it showed up.
That is such a like.
Yep.
That's terrible.
Slack, man.
Slack.
Big mess
Slack
of spaghetti
search
code.
kills me every time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Given our volunteer staffing situation, I'm pretty comfortable with what we've always done, which is in places where we have people who are interested in stepping up and doing stuff, those things will become real. And in places where we don't, we just put, something in there to say, hey, we're willing to support this if anybody wants to run it. So, and that'll sort of continue to be true, right? We have deaf and hard of hearing like miles ahead of anybody else because people wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let us know what you need for any of those, and also please encourage the people in these groups to attend this meeting, to participate in the main channel, as much as they want to.
Good. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, so that's a good one.
Yeah. So, okay. Okay. Tech lead updates.
Nothing from my side.
Also, I haven't done anything. No updates.
Okay. Oh, while you're out, I did actually fix a glitch in our GitHub configuration where it was requiring all branches to be synced to main before you could merge a PR, even if there were no conflicts. Yep. So no idea how it got set that way. Okay, next up, mentoring. We got a bunch of stuff.
Hello. So right off the top, I'm going to shout out Ali for all the work he's been doing on the mentorship monitor tool. It's at the point now where it is both generating interesting statistics and is helping actually run the program in a couple of ways I'll mention here in a minute. So thank you so much for all your effort on that, Ali. It has been a really interesting tool to be able to have. So LFX mentoring term 3 is about just about halfway through now. The evaluations are out and are due next, I believe next Tuesday, 13th or 14th. And actually, speaking of the mentorship monitoring tool, it was interesting seeing that this was about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I had the data to check. And I saw that about a third of the mentees hadn't opened a PR or an issue or made a comment yet. And I thought that was kind of high, so I actually wound up going and emailing the mentors to say, "Hey, this is an open source program. Encourage your mentees to please, even if they don't have a complete PR. Draft PRs are good, and it helps folks get visibility onto the problems that they're working on, and helps integrate them into the community." So. I don't know yet if that is a high percentage for the second, third week mark, but it is interesting being able to see that. Also, and this was, I actually built this chart here for the governing board newsletter that we do every month now with the CNCF. We're able to start seeing how many people are continuing to contribute after their semester is over. And the way I've broken that out, and I'm showing in percentages rather than real numbers, because it's each semester is potentially 10 or 15 mentees different. So I thought this was a better way of sort of showing the trends rather than the actual numbers. But it's looking like we're getting over half of people contributing in the year following their term. Now, the next two pieces of data that I pulled out here are number of contributors who have got more than one, so 2+ contributions in that following year, and that drops it down about 10% or so. And then the last piece of data that I wanted to figure out is folks who have been contributing 2 to 12 months post-term. So dropping that first month after the term. And the reason I'm doing that is because that, I think, is mostly people just finishing up that whatever project in the week or two after the semester ends. And we're still sitting at around an average of about 40% of contributors continuing to contribute, or 40% of mentees continuing to contribute 2 to 12 months beyond the end of their term. So I'm excited about these numbers, and I'm curious about, now that we have them, I'm curious, okay, how can we raise those numbers and get more people contributing? But this is a really interesting, I think, piece of data that we can start acting on. Moving on to Google Summer of Code. Oh, and the I've also incorporated that in the mentoring stats overview page, so that information is all public. Google Summer of Code, we've got 10 of 11 projects completed now, and then the project that is not complete is ending in November. They've gone with, I think, one of the longest options for a project, and everybody has passed. So all 10 of the projects that have gone through GSOC this year have been successful, which makes me very, very happy. And then Outreachy, thank you, whoever added the Outreachy note.
It was
yes,
me.
OTEL is running, is doing one intern in the upcoming term, going over the new year here.
And we may be able to repeat that for the following term. Because I was looking at securing, since they had mentors, right, which is a scarce resource, I was looking at securing additional funding, which I was not able to secure in time for this term. but I think I have approval on it for next term.
Yeah.
So,
and I've also started attending. I'm trying to. Where did my notes go? I have too many tabs. Something I found. I found a floss mentoring group run by Emily Lovell out of I think she's in Portland. Can't remember she's Washington or Oregon, but Pacific Northwest anyway. She's somebody that I have met at not this year's but last year's oh, why can't my brain work? Come on. Google Mentoring Summit. And I believe that she and Stephanie from oh, why can't I've got no memory for names today. Stephanie is one of the she works with an OSPO at one of the universities in California. And so they're trying to figure out how best to integrate not just universities and mentorship, but open source and universities and mentorship. So it's an intriguing group, and like I said, I just started attending, and I'm intrigued. I think that it's a group of like-minded folks trying to get to the same answer. So just to sort of let you know what I'm doing in my extracurriculars, I suppose.
okay.
Let me see if I can find meeting notes here.
We have the mentoring meeting next week, right?
I believe that is true.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. There's several things in what you presented today that I want to follow up on, but I think next week's meeting would be appropriate. So
I think here's the floss.
Yeah, it's mentoring meeting next week. So
yes, there is.
Okay.
So is there anything else I've missed, Ollie? I don't think that there is.
I think that's all.
Yeah. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Nope, lots of stuff, but like I said, follow up at next week's mentoring meeting. Okay. Contributor growth is still on hiatus in terms of any organized working group activity, as far as I know. And then weekly social promotion, etc. Although, hold on, before we get to that, let me make sure. Do we have any other business?
Nothing.
Sounds like no. And actually, yeah, let me look at the calendar here, because I don't think, yeah, we're not going to have this meeting next month because it would be during KubeCon. How many, who in here is going to be in Salt Lake City? I am. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So technically we could have a meeting. There's one of those things that always like, oh, hey, I would love to have a tag contributor strategy lunch or something, except the likelihood of us being able to actually schedule one is extremely low. Since all of us have, but
that's a tough time.
Duties to 6 different, 6 different teams at KubeCon.
Yeah, KubeCon is always tough. It's like almost the whole week, but it's.
I actually want to throw up, and this is sort of related to promotional things, I want to throw up a to-do to put together some sort of a post or information. I don't know where we would post it, because we don't have our own blog, of contributor strategy and contributor strategy adjacent activities at KubeCon. So both stuff that we're doing, like the deaf and hard of hearing kiosk, right? And at the same time, you know, talks that we see from the schedule that are about running your project, etc. I think it would actually be a good to do for a tag CS contributor. Like, I mean, obviously one of us could do that, but I'm going to throw it up as an issue and throw it in the Slack channel and see if somebody else wants to grab it as their contribution. The one trick there is, where would we post it? I mean,
Well, if we schedule it, we can ask the CNCF socials team to do a blast. If that's what you mean.
I guess we can. The risk there is, of course, that they're kind of overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, but it's just if we write the post.
If we write, yeah, okay.
And they schedule it, so it's not that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's sorry, that's pre-KubeCon, like the
Right.
stuff that's going on, not after. Okay.
Yeah, pre-KubeCon. Yep.
Mm.
The I'm pessimistic about getting something done post-KubeCon, because it's so hard to synthesize the information. Nobody ever gets it done. But putting up a list of, hey, here's the things Tag CS is doing, plus here's the other talks and activities about project organization, of which there are a bunch.
Yeah,
would be good. Okay.
well, it's good so people can attend, because I know, like,
yeah.
at least for the deaf and hard of hearing working group, some initiative, like some things that we did last KubeCon didn't get, just, you know, no one knew about it, so we had little attendance. So like anything that is kind of
Yeah. Okay.
drawing attention
Okay,
is positive.
Yep. I'll throw that up and see if somebody who's one of our occasional tag contributors wants to take it up, because
Yeah.
it would be a good activity for them rather than one of us necessarily doing it, because it's something that somebody who's only occasionally involved could actually do. And I always look for those.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
So, okay. So in the meantime, do we have anything that we want to share, promote this week? Do we want to share out that the BIPOC group is forming?
I was gonna say, I have that BIPOC one that is like, we have 5 new members more.
Yeah.
Would be great.
Yeah, I'm always cautious, because I'm always like, is that going to get them unwanted attention? Although, you know, who knows who reads our social media anyway. So, and it would be good to get attention, just so that BIPOC people actually know about it, because otherwise how they get.
Yeah, I think right now it's not like, hey, we're doing this great thing. It's just like, there's this team, like this group, we're meeting, join us.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
like there's nothing really happened yet, besides that we have
Okay.
a meeting, a Zoom link.
Okay. And I think that is a good way to get the BIPOC group started doing things, to say, hey, we want to make a post about the fact that you're forming this group.
Yeah.
Can you all, you know, contribute to drafting one?
Yeah. I can, yeah, I'll reach out and ask
Yeah.
from.
Okay. I'm in the Slack channel now, so I can also help. And then you have a thing in there about monthly maintainer newsletter. Somebody has it there. Who knows
Sandeep,
about
go ahead.
this?
Sandeep,
Ah,
go ahead.
Catherine, I just wanted to ask if you want to do some post about the spotlight article.
Yes, we should. Like, I'm. I included it in my last awareness month post, but we could do. You did one as well, like, but we should definitely do more.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do that because we can do that immediately. Well, the BIPOC group drafts their post.
Which.
Yeah, if somebody can link the article in the notes.
Let me just do that.
Okay.
Yeah, Sandeep, who should maybe someone else from the group should do that, because I included it in my post. You did one, and maybe we just ask someone else to do a post about it. Like,
Ah, okay, right, the spotlight article, yeah. Okay. The yeah, let's divide that up. The I mean, I can post on Mastodon and Blue Sky. I don't really have much of a following in Blue Sky, but I don't know if anybody else does either. Someone else would need to do Twitter if we're still doing Twitter. And then we can share that with CNCF. What?
I was saying my Twitter is dying.
Yeah, mine is now banned actually, because
Banned?
yeah, well, because I left Twitter before the acquisition completed, and deleted my account, and then somebody else registered the name because, you know, it had actual like search recognition, I guess, and used it for spam, and then it got banned. Yep. So in terms of eradicating my Twitter presence, it was unexpectedly effective.
Well, it was going probably like you just sped up something that was natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Oh, and LinkedIn too.
Yeah, LinkedIn has been I mean, is what has been
Yeah.
working for us, I think.
Yeah, it's been working pretty well for Kubernetes as well.
Yeah,
It's becoming a much better tech location.
LinkedIn.
So, yep. Well, it's one of those things where, you know, almost nobody likes LinkedIn, but we all have accounts there. So so it actually ends up being an effective channel.
Well, and again, looking at the GitHub, at least on the mentoring side, the traffic we get from places that are not like Kubernetes website or GitHub itself is from LinkedIn. So it's driving quite a bit of traffic.
Mhm. Do we have a group account for this tag on LinkedIn? I can't remember.
I'm sorry.
Do we have an
Say again?
actual tag contributor strategy account on LinkedIn?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think we do.
I think we keep talking about it, but I don't think we've ever actually done it.
Yeah. The I'll admit that I don't actually understand enough about LinkedIn about how you would go about creating that. So the maybe don't wait for that, but maybe put it on the thing.
If we were interested in doing that again, I would maybe reach out to the socials team to help on that.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. And is the socials team the same place where we say, please retweet this, or is it somewhere different? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The so that's something to do, but let's not let that hold up posting about the spotlight.
Yeah.
Right? Is we'll just post about the spotlight in personal accounts, and then ask CNCF to repost it.
Yeah. Personal accounts work much better anyways, because people like posts by
only
people
if those accounts have a following.
No,
Right.
yeah, but like if it's a personal account and then the CNCF reshares, it's just more personal if it's a person than just like a so.
Okay. Yep.
So,
okay.
We'll do that on the Abide side and then.
Okay. Yeah, so those sound like good things. Do we have anything else?
Can't believe KubeCon is in a month. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Speaking of which,
KubeCon and meeting at KubeCon, one of the tags asked they want to have an in-person, and I found out there's a form that you can fill in to go in a room to have an in-person tag meeting. I don't think anybody of us has time for that, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, timing is just going to be terrible though. The
So actually sort of a KubeCon overload because it's the November is the KubeCon US, North America, and then December is the KubeCon India. And then November 25th is the last date to submit the CFP for the KubeCon Europe.
Oh, right. Well, I need to get rolling on KubeCon Europe solicitations. Oof. The wait, so they're making the last day to submit for KubeCon Europe the day before Thanksgiving. The that's going to go well. Rian, have you and Destiny done any work on the talk?
No, that's on my list for this week to reach out to her, and we need to. I'm gonna let her lead on what she wants to talk about, and I will just be the support.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. The cool. Okay. Anything else?
I'll see you in a month. Bye.